It looks like we're back. Alright. We missed the whole song. Broke my whole life. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. We haven't had that in a while. But to be fair, I updated my computer today. And I changed my restream. It's probably just kinks getting worked out. I'm going to wait for a few minutes. I'm going to play a few tunes. I'll play the song a little bit for a minute. Let you guys trickle back in. Go ahead.
Four corners with the hits.
Oh, I watched The Flash tonight too. This works.
Bruce Wayne. Who? Bruce Wayne. Oh, Batman? Don't got superpowers, but I'm rich though.
Yeah, I'm super rich.
Hella flamboyant with flamingos.
Go ahead and Google it.
Rapping when they all want me to sing.
What's the
They all want an album, so I gave them 20 singles.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hit, that's why I swing.
Don't got super strength, still I'm carrying the game.
Let's go. Bad one in my arm, bad phone in my car.
Okay, she playing my song, so the heat keeping her warm.
Wore 3-piece for the suit, got a dime piece in my arm.
Got a friend group full of goats, so the studio's in a barn.
So you coming for the throne?
Yeah.
Do it all without a team? Think you'll do it on your own?
Yes.
Put yourself up on the scene?
Yes. Now I got money to hear me, different delivering a message of carry a pigeon.
I got the stereo hitting, it's already gold like Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah, I'll try.
What about Bruce Wayne?
Oh,
Bruce Wayne. Who? Bruce Wayne.
oh, Batman?
Don't got superpowers, but I'm rich though.
Yeah, I'm super rich.
Hella flamboyant with flamingos.
Go ahead and Google it.
Rapping when they all want me to sing.
What's the
They all want an album, so I gave them 20 singles.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hit, that's why I swing. Don't got X-ray vision, still I'm
Oh, that movie's great.
Wanted that bad just to get like this.
You didn't like it?
For a hit like this.
Know what I heard?
Yeah.
Let me see.
What?
Somebody said that Nick might miss.
Nah, that's crazy, that makes me pissed. Ain't nobody else doing this like this.
Exactly.
Did you get even?
I got rich.
Oh, damn, yeah, that's switch. 100,000 for the money, no account for the funds. Whoa, yeah.
Feel like Brady got a bunch, did it all off of a hunch. Whoa.
Wanted me to move, but I wouldn't budge.
Said I wouldn't be, now I got a buzz.
Oh, you got the goods?
Yeah, I got the stuff.
That's what everybody always hit us up.
I just feel like I'm Bruce Wayne or something.
Oh,
Bruce Wayne.
who?
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Batman?
Don't got superpowers, but I'm rich though.
Yeah, I'm super rich.
Hella flamboyant with flamingos.
Go ahead and Google it.
Rapping when they all want me to sing.
What's the
They all want an album, so I gave them 20 singles.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hit, that's why I swing.
Stream's good on my end, but I want to make sure I have you guys before we go live because I see people trickling down. So I want to make sure it doesn't look laggy on my end. I got a good stream feed, but no one's answering my text. So you gonna flip them burgers? Circle of Death a lot? It's not doing it on my end. Check it out now. That's not good. Maybe I have to restart my computer. Let me get it caught up, though. Are we still dealing with it? Are we still dealing with it, guys? What kind of bullshit? What are you saying? It got better? I look a little slow in the box. I'm just... Let's see if I do this. Is it still moving slow? Are we all good now? It looks like I'm good when I show it on my screen. How you like those moves? Are they fluid? I'm just a little slow. Like Zach is spot on. I'm just clearly slow. It's clear we're good. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. All right, I'm gonna hit record either way. Hopefully, because we have like these one boxers and things. Obviously, the randoms go to the people. The tins go to the thing that we gave. So the Green Bay Packers is gonna go out to Carl. Carl's gonna get to Aaron Rodgers, and the Cowboys is gonna go out to Fred Bell. Fred hit some big cards recently too. But I was on my little soapbox earlier, and I didn't get to finish what I was saying. Yeah, I got the moves, Mike. Dude, you didn't like Flash, Dougie? Let me tell you what I love about Flash. It was probably one of the very few DC movies I could get behind. But listen, I'm all about like the timelines and like alternate realities. Like I get that. Like I don't know what it is about it. Like it's like one of my favorite low key movies is an Ashton Kutcher movie. It's Butterfly Effect. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's fantastic. I just love the idea that a ripple effect can happen, and I think that the Flash really touched on that. I thought the graphics were good. I liked him as a character, although like he was a little weird. He was hard to eat at first. Like, you know, he's a little bit to consume. He won the best of me. I also think the scene where he was saving the babies at the beginning of the movie was one of the funniest, like weirdest scenes ever. You don't like the dude? I get it. I do get that. I do get what you're saying a little bit. He's a lot to take on. But he grew on me a ton, man. He really did. I didn't like him at first, Doug. I'm with you. Traylon Burks, Matt Corral. There's a lot of people that don't like him. And I totally get it. I do, because I didn't either. And then like just the more I watch the movie, I think it's like you have to like him to like the Flash. And I think that's what almost made me like the Flash more. He was different than most people I don't know. There was something about him I liked. I get it though. I completely agree with you. If you don't like him, you won't like that movie because he's very different. I think I'll put it this way. I think he's a vulnerable actor. He's a vulnerable character and a vulnerable actor, and I like that about him. Traylon Burks, Prison Break. But I get it. I don't blame people for not liking it. It did not do well in theaters. But I get that. Come on. Can we get like a baller card out of these? You liked him after they introduced the other him. That's a loaded statement. So listen, I'm going to get on to something I did not like tonight. So again, went to the Harvest Festival parade today. I got to show you a video of my kids. My father-in-law let my kids walk in the parade with him. It was a pretty cool little thing. Proud dad moment for a minute. My kids got to walk in the parade and hand out candy. They loved it. They got to hand out Boom Chicka Pop popcorn and Slim Jims. My father-in-law works for like ConAgra, so they make Slim Jims and Boom Chicka Pop and bars. But they loved it. So this is after he had a soccer game. It was a cool day. My son got to start off with the kickoff in soccer. He thought he was slick. He thought he was slick kicking the ball backwards. It was the first time he ever got to do that. So listen, I'm going to start off by saying that. So it was a good day, right? So we have the parade. We're having a good day. We have this bar. I've told you about this bar that called Speedy's. It's the place that has the $1.50 burgers and $1.50 fries. So for $3, you can eat literally a plate full of fries and a burger. They have like $2 beers. So I told all my family and all like a bunch of people, I was like, hey, I'm buying the first round. The first round's on me. Everyone come have a good time. So we had like 20 people there, right? And I'm not kidding you when I say, man, I'm just like, put it on my tab. And I let the bartender know. It was not the normal bartender. I let him know. I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to have a bunch of people coming. If they say they're with me, you can put it on my tab. It's cool. The beers are literally like $1.50. I'm like, it's cool, you know. Well, you would think, and I've been there before. I've had this bartender. You would think he'd be like, oh, I know this guy, you know. He was kind of a dick. And I'm like, man, this is like not the way he should be treating us, you know. Like, here, I'll put it long story short. Come to find out, he wasn't happy we had a bunch of kids there. And he told a person we were with, he said, and you would not say this to a person. He comes to work to get away from kids, not to work with kids. Now, I got to tell you this right now. You don't say that to a group that you're with that has a bunch of kids. I'll be fair. We had a lot of kids, right? But like they were at a parade. Look at this. We're like, it's outdoor. We weren't in the bar. We were having a good time. And I'm just like, oh, look, the kids are playing outdoor Jenga. They were respectful. They weren't loud. This dude did not do himself a service. Dude, anybody a bartender here? Would you ever say that to a group you were with? Oh, man. It was a young kid. These new boys, they don't get it, man. They don't get it. You can't say that. Oh, man, I gotta let it go. I was very upset with the way he said that. Well, man, I don't ever do that, Mike. I'm gonna put it this way, though. We drank all night long. I'm talking dozens and dozens of beers. Dozens and dozens of beers. Multiple orders of mozzarella sticks and probably a half a dozen Fireball shots, Crown Peach shots. There's a Bailey Zappi. Oh man, like a bunch of pitchers. And this is how sad it is. I went at the end of the night thinking my bill was gonna be like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna throw down $300, right? And this guy, like, I confronted him at the end. I was like, hey man, I want to clear the air with you. I heard some things you said. You know, I hope that we weren't disrespectful. The owner was sitting out with us. I was like, I talked to the owner. There's a Daxton Hill. He said he was happy to have us, you know. I said, we cleaned up everything. We cleaned up all the Jenga things. We cleaned up all the blocks. I made sure all the condiments were put away. I did that. He didn't bring us food out. He didn't bring us drinks out. We went in and got all our own drinks. We got all our own drinks. I went in and ordered everything, waited. And I said, and he goes, well, I just don't think this is a place for kids. I said, now hold on a minute. I said, what do you mean? He's like, I was like, you have Jenga and stuff. He's like, I was like, I heard you say you come to work to get away from kids. He's like, yeah. I was like, were we like allowed for you? Or like, he's like, nah, I just don't think. I'm like, enough said, man. I said, I'll take my bill. Like, I wasn't going to have a conversation with this guy. Clearly, he was just miserable. And then I saw the bill. It was $135. I was like, how much can they be paying this dude? Oh, my God. I love the town I live in. I know. I'm sorry, Zach. I know. It's a horrible story. It's a bad story. But I feel bad. Like, how bad can this dude's life be if my entire bar bill, I couldn't buy the alcohol for that cheap. I don't know what the hell happened in our town that they can have bars that are that cheap. The Otto. But I almost feel bad for him. I guess I'd be that miserable too. Jeremy Ruckert out of 79. Dude, when I say we drank all night long, dude, I had 4 orders of mozzarella sticks. And they weren't bad. They were like really fucking good. Bailey Zappi Disco. Maybe he's just mad at the place, not really at me. He said, get through it, buddy. You can do it. Logan Thomas out of 35. Mike, I'm with you. And then I felt bad. I'm like, but it's not my fault, right? The auto is going to be Disco Damian Pierce. Comeback Player of the Week. Julian, I see you're in here. What's up, Julian? Let me tell you, he is my FanDuel Player of the Week. I don't care what the matchup is. This guy is bouncing back. There is no way, I hope not, that he has as bad a week as he did week 1. Oh, Mike, we went to the concert last weekend and I bought 2 cocktails, and my bill was $73. Don't tell my wife. She's like, how much was it? I'm like, don't worry about it. She's like, no, how much? I'm like, oh, we're at a concert. Just enjoy yourself. I said, it wasn't that much. If I would have told her, she would have like, here, you drink it. And then I go here tonight and I'm like, man, I hear you, Mike. Things are expensive. So, and again, I sat with the owner and I talked with the owner of this place. I was like, hey, man, are we out of control? He's like, absolutely not. He goes, I love seeing this. I was like, I thought so. I said, to me, like, you know, we had people walking by being like, that looks fun. We had more people join us as we partied. You know, it was like, listen, the local cheerleaders and like the Panther Cub players, they had all been in the parade. So they started popping by. We had a great party. And it was a great time. And I'm just like, this guy's not reading the room, this bartender. He's not understanding. Dude, and I'm just going to be dead ass serious. Like, I'm a believer that if you go out at a place like that, like I don't want to do that job. Listen, I have a bar in my house. If it was that easy to entertain people and make drinks, I would just have them over to my house. But I want, I want to enjoy myself. Sometimes I want a drink made for me, or just to like sit somewhere else and not have to do the cleanup. But if I'm gonna do all the cleanup and deal with that shit, I may as well have just done it myself. Chris, I'm not gonna lie. That's how much my wife's shirt was this concert, $55. Unless, listen, here's the crazy thing. It was $52, but they didn't have change. They had to round up. And I said, what do you mean? She's like, 8 rounds up to 55. Like, what do you mean you don't have change? Like, 52.35 means you don't have 65-cent change. She's like, we can put it on a card, but there's a 3.5% fee. And instantly, I'm like, 3.5. Yeah, we'll just take the 55 cash. I'm like, what kind of nonsense? Alec Pierce, Wandell Robinson, Trent McDuffie, Khalil Shakir disco. This is 2022, by the way. It's the world we live in, man. The worst part was this. Rashad Penny, who's not going to have a job, going out to the Seahawks. We went to Aerosmith. And this blows my mind. Everywhere I went that weekend, restaurants, the concert venue, a couple bars. Sorry, we don't take cash. I'm sorry, what? We don't accept cash here. We take Venmo, PayPal, credit card. Man, that's weird to me that nobody in that area takes cash. Like, and I kind of get it at like concert venues. Like, I do, because you know what? A lot of theft was going on. A lot of, like, under the table. Do you know what's crazy, though? I'll say that. Here's what I will say. What's crazy to me was the bar we went to before the concert. They had this immaculate tap system. And it had all these buttons on it and stuff. And I said, hey, what's with your taps? Like, can you switch beers over? Because you had like 20, he had like 28 beers on tap. And it looked like there were only about 20 taps. I was like, is that switch beers? Like, can you switch over on taps? He goes, no, that's our automatic system. So, like, if you order a 16-ounce beer, I hit 16-ounce. It goes in the register automatically. I don't ring you in. I just press this button. It pours you a 16-ounce beer. And they were great pours. I'm not discriminating against the pours. But he goes, it just goes right in the system. Drake London Fireworks Disco. There's a James Cook, Kyle Hamilton, and Jamal Williams. And it's not like one of those, Julian. We have one of those around here. We have a pay-by-ounce like restaurant around here. It's very cool. I like that. And that's a different thing. That's when generally you pour by yourself. Kind of like one of those ice cream shops where you pour by yourself. But this is a whole different thing. It is nuts. So I had taken a bunch of cash with me. I was like, you know what? I want to put this weekend in cash. Like, I don't want to pay card. Because, like, the thing I hate about card is the next week I'm like, sometimes they charge like $1.50 service charge on credit card. I've noticed this. They won't announce it. It's in their, like, bylaws. And I'm like, dude, I just spent an extra $7. And what pisses me off is like, oh, you have to pay card. Also, if it's under $10, it's a $2 service charge. I'm like, well, obviously, I'm not buying anything under $10. Your beers are $18. So I'm not worried about that. But it's just bonkers. I'm like, you make me use card and then there's a service charge on it. I feel a little trapped on this. Can I pay cash? No. Check? No. So essentially just add 3% to whatever I'm buying. Tua, it's a little wacky, isn't it? The world we live in. Troy Anderson out of 79. But like I tell my wife, like I tell my friends, like we cannot do it. We could just not go out. That's always an option. Which eventually, hey man, it might get to that. It might get to that. Who knows? People are just like, this is just too much. Desmond Ridder and Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Well, and that's, listen, no bullshit aside, Mike, you know we ask people to do PayPal goods and services. We do that simply for like when we report our taxes, it's all nice and clean. I eat 3.5% on every dollar you send me. It's 3.5%. So when I do a $25 break, it's 3.5% and a 30 cent per transaction fee. I don't ask you guys to cover that. Now, if you go to Whatnot and you get into a break, like you pay that. You pay a 6% sales tax. And you pay a shipping fee. We don't do that either. Again, I'm not saying we don't work a little bit at it in the price, but we certainly don't work that kind of nonsense. Like, it's absurd, man. But if you do friends and family, you risk the idea of losing your account. That's what we do, goods and services. They have it all figured out, man. But like I said, it's the people who complain about like eBay. eBay took 13%. I'm like, yeah, but they also provided a audience. You can't just go sell that card for that out in the street. Go ahead, sit out front of your house and sell that card. Well, nobody wants it. Well, exactly right. eBay provides that audience for you. Boye Mafe. Did you guys see Tyler Algier, man? He could be solid. Keenan Allen out of 50. I am going to the Eagles game this year for the Bills. I just sent my brother a link, though. I'll show it to you in a second, Julian. Pickens. Zamir White, black and white, and a Chris Jones for the Chiefs. This is a Zamir White reverse negative. Going out to the Raiders. Boo, Raiders. Who's got him? Long Joshua. Yep, I'm coming up to the Bills. So I got to tell you, Julian, I sent my brother a message. I don't know if this, Julian, but my brother and I are working on to go to every away stadium. So every stadium in the NFL, it's our goal. We want to go to every stadium. That being said, I sent this absolutely, man. Absolutely. I love that stuff. And I told people already, we're going to the Commanders game. I think it's week 3. We're going to the Eagles game, and we're going to the Cincinnati game. But I sent this link to my brother earlier this week. Actually, I think it was last night. And I said, listen, this is why you're not allowed to wear a Bills jersey in Eagles Stadium. Now, some would say ruthless, and that's fair. I'm all right with ruthless. I'll use the word trashy and inconsiderate, or just downright like gross. Sorry, Julian. I got to tell you this, man. Listen, Bills fans are weird. They jump through tables. They drink way too much, but they will never, ever make you feel like a piece of shit for wearing someone else's jersey. But it is what it is. I told my brother, look, man, this is what makes going out to every stadium very unique and cool, right? You just have to know what you're getting into. So I'm like, all right, man, listen, that's Philly. That's what we know what we're getting into. Now, listen, I'm going to just do this for a minute. I wore an Eagles jersey one time we took our friend. That is not every team, Julian. I promise you. Can I tell you examples? We went to LA on the opener last year. First game of the year. We wore our Bills jersey. We walked through Rams tailgating. And they did this. Boo, Bills, boo. We're like, haha. And they're like, you want to come take shots? And I was like, for real? They're like, no, for real, you coming? They fed us. Like, I'm not talking about like shitty food. They're like, it's not, Julian. I've been there. I promise. It's not. That is not, like, you may know that as ego. I swear, I'm not just making this up. We were in Tennessee. And Tennessee fans were like, they were the nicest until after they beat us. Then they were nasty. But they were like, I think we took over their town. Tennessee people were like, oh, we'll buy you a shot. Come on. Like, they were cool. Philly, I've been to Philly. And you know what? Giants fans are the same way if you're wearing but they're like more angry at Philly fans. I don't think, I've heard Chiefs fans aren't like that. I will say Browns fans were pretty nice to us. We went to the Browns stadium. we drank with Browns fans the whole pregame, but once the game started, the game got a little tense and intense, and then Browns fans started to get a little chippy because it was a tense game. So like it got a little back and forth. But dude, never, ever, ever, ever have I ever been to a stadium. And listen, I've seen the Eagles. I've been to multiple Eagles games, and not as a Bills fan. I've never seen the Bills play the Eagles except at Buffalo. And Bills fans were nice to Eagles fans. That's the crazy thing. It wasn't like they were mean. Michael Mayer for the Raiders, 3 out of 6. And you're talking interdivisional. They weren't even mean to you. You're a Lions fan, and the Packers weren't like the Lions. Dude, Julian, no, I'm not trying to disrespect you at all, but I'm going to be dead ass honest. It is just Eagles fans. I promise. My brother said they went to New England. Now, I didn't go to that game. And he said they were nice. They were cool. Like, it's just Eagles fans, dude. It's like the trashiest part of our country. I don't care. Dude, it doesn't bother me. Listen, in all seriousness, if I had more self-control and I knew I wasn't going to be drinking, I would be like, this goes out to the Bears. Tyson Bagent, that's their third string, 2 out of 6. He has a nice autograph. I'll be dead ass honest, Julian. If I was sober and I knew I could handle it and I had thicker skin, I'd be like, I'll still wear it. But I know what's going to happen. I'm going to drink and I'm going to get mad. And then I'm not going to make it into that game. And I know my brother's not going to make it into that game. So I just said, you know what? The rule is we just don't wear it. You know, that's the rules, you know. Oh, that'll play. 5 out of 6 for Carolina. Going out to Zach McCarthy. Absolutely not, Julian. Absolutely not. Listen, man. I ain't trying to just get in a fight for no reason. My goal was to see every stadium, not to like die at one. Will I have it on underneath like a sweatshirt? Sure. There you go, Zach. Big card for you. I'm not stupid. I'm not that tough anymore. Like, if I was in my 20s, I'm about to be 40 years old this year, Julian. I hurt my knees getting out of bed. You think I'm going to last getting tripped down a set of stadium stairs? Absolutely not. I'm not an idiot. You can call me a pussy. Nah, man. I don't know you well enough, but you ain't that tough. I've seen those Philly guys. I'm friends with one. We're taking a Philly guy with us. Malik Cunningham for the Pats, 4 out of 7, going out to Jason Mello. He's a Pats fan. He'll take it. We actually are taking a Philly fan with us. And he'd be the first one to defend us. My brother will probably still wear it. I ain't doing it. I don't want that smoke. Tank Bigsby, 5 out of 8. Going out to Jacksonville. Jeremy Wilson. Oh, if Doug was going, I might. If I had bodyguard Doug with me, I might do it. And Xavier Henderson. We'll have to look this one up. It's a 3 out of 5. Doug, are you in here? Xavier Henderson goes out to the Washington Commanders. That's a different story. He's probably like, he'd be like strapped up and just do one of these. Like, he's cool enough to be like, he'd pull up the shirt a little bit. They'd be like, dude, it's cool. Go Bills. It ain't like that for me. I don't got that bone in me, man. But don't lift it up too high. You don't want to see those fat rolls. If you ever watched the League, and when Taco squats on a house of an old psychologist that died, and he starts giving psychological advice, and this kid comes in and like they're picking on him. He's like, "Here's what you do. You take this," and he hands him a gun, and you put it in your pants. And when the kid comes up, you just do this, but don't lift it up too high. You don't want to see those fat rolls. That's literally like that was advice given to me. Is it not? I'm having a little bit of a midlife crisis. A little bit, but I already bought my motorcycle like 3 years ago. I'm not into sports cars. I have no desire to have like I'm thinking of all the midlife crisis things. Like I don't have a desire to have an affair. That sounds like a lot of work. Is there anything else that like people turning 40 want to do? I already opened sports cards as an adult, so like I'm already like reverting back to childhood behavior. I don't think there's that much I could do more to like have the 40 midlife crisis. I'm already there. I'm already there. Take a look around. Listen, age is a number to me, dude. It doesn't worry me. I just wish my elbow, honest to God, if anything, I wish I didn't wake up with my elbow on fire every day from tennis elbow. I wish I could walk up the stairs without hurting. Like, it's not the number that gets me, it's the hurt, man. My body. Danny Gray, that's going to be out to the Niners. 15 out of 15 going out to Fred Bell. Don't forget, guys, this is the very last you can get for Week 2 FanDuel and for Week 2 Paper Football. It is tennis elbow. Jersey elbow. I think it's sorting elbow. 2 out of 3, K9. You know what, honestly, it is? I mean, because I use my right hand. So it ain't that. It's my left elbow, and I'm not a switch hitter. The only thing I can think of is I sort with my left hand, and so when I sort at the table, but I do a lot of right too. Like the AFC is the left, or NFC is the right. I don't know what it is. I heard it doing something, man. It's not. I'm not a switch hitter. I wish I could be because I bet it felt great. You have that? Seth, you did tell me about that. Jalen Naylor, I barely know her, out of 35 for the Minnesota Vikings going out to Lonnie. There's a stadium I can't wait to go to. Nah, I just never could do it. I tried, Zach. I tried to switch it up. It was like, it felt like more work than it was worth. For the Baltimore Ravens, Falale out of 5 going out to Allen. He's a Cowboys fan. Let's see how they fare this week. You guys excited for Week 2 football? It's one of those things where here's a Neil Farrell Jr. That's going to be 4 out of 4. The NFL's wacky, man. Like, we're in Week 2. Once this starts to hit, I start to base everything off of weeks of football. And it just worries me that we're already in Week 2. This goes out to the Raiders. Jeremy, we just filled 2 of them. We can do one more. Dude, I hear you on that, Julian. Like, I'll tell you what, Week 1 was tough for me. So Week 2 I'm more excited about. Week 1 I was away for. I was at the Aerosmith concert. I watched some games on the way home. This goes out to the Carolina Panthers, 9 out of 10. Zach, you already hit the Bryce Young, but you'll take this Matt Corral. And then, like, my brother and I talked where, like, Sunday kind of felt like a letdown, mostly because the Bills didn't play. And then that game on Monday did not help at all. DeMarvin Leal, 1 out of 8, and I believe, is it the Giants or the Steelers? It's the Steelers, DeMarvin Leal. Cowboys going to lose? Do they play the Niners? Do the Cowboys play the Niners? Yeah, Seth, I'll tell you what, man, that stuff can get crazy. Well, and the thing about with my knee and my elbows, it's shit you use every day. And there's no way to rest it. Who do the Cowboys play this week? For the Houston Texans, 1 of 1, John Mechie going out to Julian. King Julian. 1 of 1, Mechie. Not a bad break. That Bryce Young, the hit of the break, McCarthy, rigged. Just so you know, McCarthy tried to offer me money to pull him a hit, and I told him it doesn't work like that. That was just happenstance that we pulled him one. Just kidding, he didn't. Believe it or not, I have no control over what gets pulled in boxes. Oh, is he the one that is hurt? That's sad, man. Can you imagine that? You make it to the NFL, you work your whole life, and then like you find out you got like two handies. You wouldn't like it. I'd have to use my right hand only, and it isn't even that good. Oh, that hurts just doing that. It's not even the hurt, it's the fire feel. It's like warm and hot all the time. I hate that. It's mostly when I wake up in the morning, like when I've slept on it for a while. You're going to work that tennis elbow out for me. That's very nice of you. All right, guys, listen, we did do some serial numbers. I might post one more. It's 10:51. Tomorrow's the day my wife said we're allowed to sleep until 8:30. I'm allowed to sleep until 8:30 tomorrow. I can't wait. Should I post another serial number? We already have 2 on deck. I do have some shots here. Are we taking one? Jolene, you sending me a video? If you send me a video, I'll take one with you. I got 3 shots of Jack and this. So I'll take a big swig of this for you in your 101 Mechie. We can talk some fantasy. We really can. I can go through the games. I can show you some of my FanDuel lineups and tell you what not to do. So just don't do anything that I do in FanDuel. Oh, man. Keenan Allen out of 50. Zamir White. That's a negative. Desmond Ritter. The Tom Brady. Oh, Tom Brady. Can you change your dishes, Tom Brady? Trey Lance. Troy Anderson out of 79, Drake London, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir, Rashad Penny out of 79, Malik Willis, Justin Simmons out of 79, Bailey Zappi, the Logan Thomas out of 35, and a Zappi rated rookie. All right, we'll post another one here. Let me do this, and we're going to actually turn off the live just after we do all these randoms and stuff, just to go live for serial. But before I do, I'll post another one. Here we go. DeMarvin Leal going out to Pittsburgh. Slam. I'm glad we didn't have issues with the stream. I was worried at first. Farrell Jr. going out to the Baltimore Ravens, going out to Allen. Falale. Sorry, that's the Raiders, not the Ravens. Falale is the Ravens. The Raiders is the Farrell. Because they are a Farrell team. Goes out to Josh Long. Congratulations on your big win, Josh. Jalen Naylor, I barely know her. Minnesota Vikings. Lonnie getting that one. We got ourselves a Danny Gray for the Niners going out to Fred Bell. How about an Xavier Henderson going out to the Commanders? Excited to see that stadium. I'm more excited to get it off my list. I've heard that it's not a great stadium. Tank Bigsby for the Jaguars going out to Jeremy Wilson. Got ourselves a Malik Cunningham for the New England Patriots going out to a Patriots fan, Jason Mello. Got ourselves a Tyson Bagent going out to Chicago Bears. Justin Fields, you got to pick it up this week, man. Just like you and Josh Allen both. And Michael Mayer, not a bad one there for the Raiders. Long Joshua. Hopefully he has a horrible game this week. This is going to be a Matt Corral going out to the Carolina Panthers. Zach McCarthy, that's not your best hit, believe it or not, even though it's out of 10. Seattle Seahawks, Steven Kibler. That's going to be a K9, and that's a short print, numbered 2 out of 3. Bounce back player of the week. Houston Texans going out to Julian Andrews. That is a disco rookie auto. Damian Pierce. That is a bounce back player of the week. John Mechie. I mean, there's another one for the Texans. As Zach reminded us, it's a sad story. But, man, so cool card 101. And how about the banger of the break? 5 out of 6. Bryce Young. He's a hard auto to find. He's not in Panini. You got one, Zach. I'm telling you, man, give that dude some time. Now, we're due for a Stroud, though, and he is in this. All right, first things first, we got 2 $5 hitless credits. There were no non-player cards or random up here, so the first thing we're going to do is 2 $5 hitless credits. Right after that, we're going to give away the final two FanDuel spots. Although, you know, I'm going to tell you this right now. I know I didn't advertise it, but I'm probably going to give one out each to serial numbers. Because, you know, there's nothing like special or guaranteed about that. So I'm going to give out some serial number spots. Why not? It just means they get to up the prize. If we hit 20, the prize goes up to 25. So let's try to do that. Top 2 and $5 hitless credits. That's just add into the prize pool, man. Right now it's at a $20 prize pool. Let's get that up to 25. Top two $5 hitters credits, Bengals and the Browns. It's going to be Joseph Taylor and TJ Erb, each getting $5 hitless credit. Next thing up is going to be 2 FanDuel spots. So I will post one up before we go live. FanDuel spot, mid-roll 5. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. If you're chatting right now, I can't see it because I'm on my screen shit. Final round. The Cardinals is in the Seahawks. Stephen Kibler and Stephen Kibler. So believe it or not, that's okay. That means he's going to win week 2 and a week 3. So he's going to win week 2. And then week 3, he's in. I'm going to add him to the chat real quick. Before I do a paper football, let me add him into the chat. Chat members. All right, and now we're going to give away. All right, Steven, you were just added to the chat that has the link in it for that. Now we're going to give away a paper football. Has to be at least a 5. It's the Denver Broncos. Slam! You got a paper football! Dude, I know you were excited for one. That's cool. I know Slam's been trying. That's neat. I hope he's in here. I have enough. I have enough MIA. Oh, the corals. Dude, what's going on with him? What like they can't find him. He just disappeared. He made, you know what? And it's like Badgent's at what? QB3 and people are like, "Oh, at least they know where he's at." The Colts are on fire. Slam with the dude. It's not even funny. I don't mean to laugh at it because it is sad. Like they can't. He doesn't even want to play for Belichick. He's like, that guy scares me. Oh, you didn't even know? I forgot it. And then Jason Upchurch was like, they still can't find him. I'm like, for real? He was just like, I'm not coming to work today. Or ever. Forever. I'm not coming to work. All right, here's the deal, fam. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sleeve up these cards. People stingy with QB3. Well, hey, listen. I'll tell you this right now. That is one of the things that makes Wild Card a thing to collect. Think about it. Badgen's not in a ton, but he is in Wild Card. And he has 1-of-1s, and he has some crazy shit in there. So, hey. Well, it's funny because the owner of Wild Card brought that up. He's like, we got some guys people are chasing outside of like those top guys. And Badgent was one of those guys. All right, guys. I'll be back. I'm going to post another serial numbers. Peace.